Hello Year 3, it's Miss Sumner, and today we're going to move away from asterisks and we're going to be focusing on verbs. Now, I love verbs because there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, and I want to introduce you to 3 new ones today. We've got the words stumbled. Can you repeat that after me? Stumbled. We've got meandered, meandered, and clenched, clenched. Now, these are in the past tense. They're from the words. The root word is stumble, meander, and clench. Now, if you stumble over something, you will fall. Can you think of a time where you stumbled? I definitely can. I'm always falling over. Now, this one is from a bit of a geography term. A meandering river is where it goes round and round and round. It is really, 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 really wavy. So if something's meandering or it meandered, it's going from side to side. Now I can think of the river that runs through the village, in the Gaul village, and it is meandering all the way through. So that could be one that you use in your writing. And if you are really, really frustrated or you're angry, you might clench your fist. And that means putting your hands in a big fist and clenching them, and you go, "Arr!" You'll clench your fist. Okay? So 3 new words today, and at the end of the lesson you will be creating a poster. Make sure you include these and maybe even draw some pictures against them. So, verbs are doing words. They are things that you can do, or they might be being words. First, we'll look at doing words. Which of these words in this sentence can you do? The gorilla monster roared from the roof. So that word there, roared, is from the root word roar with the suffix ed, and that is our verb. The building shook. The word shook is our verb. And the workers want some peace and quiet. This one's a little bit harder because it's not actually something we can act out, but the workers actually want something. So this is our verb in our sentence. And without a verb in our sentence, it isn't a sentence. It doesn't make sense. We can't just have the building. It needs to have a verb in it. And some of our verbs are really hard to identify, and in school we call these our tricky monster verbs, because it could be the building is big. Now the building's not doing anything, but this word here, the word is our verb. So if we ever notice any of these words, these verbs in our writing, we then know we can identify them. And in our classroom, we've got some monsters to help us with that. We've got the word was, were, are, have, will, had, am, and is. And these will help us identify which ones are sentences and which things are not sentences, depending on whether they've got these or not. Okay? So we've got 2 tasks on the video, and then at the end of the video you can create your own posters. I want you to pause the video here, write out the sentences with a more interesting word instead of the word went. So instead of Mary went to the post office hoping she'd be in time to get a ticket, what other words can we have? So pause the video and write out these 3 sentences. Okay. To help us with that, I want you to look at your 3 words that you've used. I have got you lots and lots of different, what we're going to call synonyms. Now, a synonym is means another word that means similar. Okay, so instead of big, you could have towering, large, massive. Instead of went, we could have had any of these words. There's a few words I wanted to point out because I quite like them, because I thought asterisks might be doing this. The word dawdled. If you're dawdling, you're kind of looking around, not being as fast as the person in front of you. You're taking your time and you're dawdling behind. If you've got a younger brother or sister, you might know what dawdled means. This word here, I kind of imagined the druid doing, scurrying around, looking for different things. It's past tense from scurry, and the Y has been turned into an I and added ED. So I thought that was really nice one. And then we've got our staggered. It's a little bit like stumbled, but you don't actually fall over with staggered. You're kind of still standing on your feet, but you might have lost your footing slightly. Okay, so look through those words and see if you can get a different colour pen and edit the ones that you did already. Okay, and the last task on the video is change the word for said. In our class we say said is dead and we don't like to use it. So how might Bob be saying this? The hills are alive with the sound of music, said Bob. Well, he didn't just say it. What else might he be doing? Ryan, how might he say, get out of my sight, you ungrateful, horrible woman? And what about Margaret? I think we should be quiet. No one else is talking in here. How might he say it? So can you pause the video and write 3 sentences using different words for sad? Okay, looking at your sentences, I'm giving you a whole load of different synonyms, other words for said, and I want to see if you can improve your answers. Maybe you put shouted for, what was his name? For Ryan. But actually, looking at these words, you might choose the word demanded, because if you demand something, you are telling someone to do something straight away. And the other words that I thought you'd quite like was if you're a little bit nervous, you might stammer or you might stutter. Okay, so if you're really nervous or you don't really know what to say, it could be stuttering or stammering where you stop in between each word. And who might do this in the Asterix? Maybe one of the characters, maybe Obelix if he's not really sure, or maybe Asterix if he's done something wrong and then he's being caught up from the general about it. So see if you can improve your answers. Your task today is to create a verb poster, including verbs that you might use when writing a story about Asterix. So you can make it as colourful as you want, and make sure you include a section on different words for said, a section for different monster words, and maybe a few words that you've learnt this lesson. You can go back a few seconds ago to the videos where it's got all those synonyms, and I'll also include them in the assignment. Do it on paper, send it in as a picture, and if you want to challenge yourself, if you want to extend it, you can use those words to write sentences, either about Asterix or about something else. Have a really good lesson. Bye!